everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to go through the dev insights that were posted yesterday, which was May 27th. Alrighty, so I was a slacker, I didn't even notice that this popped up. I actually didn't do any work, any videos at all yesterday. I had a busy day with doctor's appointments. I had an MRI finally for my face, so if you guys were wondering if I ever actually had that done. No, I didn't when I was pregnant. They didn't want to offer that. The hospital, I think, only did CTs, which is not safe for pregnancy. So I probably should have tried to get an MRI, which, I mean, I know in the US they say they're safe, but maybe they're different here. I don't know. But anyway, I did have an MRI yesterday, and that was really annoying. That is loud. Definitely feeling the effects with my sensitive ear from that still. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm really excited to be able to have the proper results. Before we go in, we're going to try to get with the neurologist again first and then go to physiotherapy. So working on more progress for my face, hopefully, and have more specialists look into it. As far as the baby goes, she's perfect. She's wonderful. She's growing well. She's like 4 kilograms now. She's so cute and getting big. Starting to smile more. It's really adorable. And yeah, we love her. She's perfect and she's doing great. We got her vaccination stuff in the works for the next set of vaccinations. So that's kind of scheduled now. And yeah, doing really well. And mama life just keeps me busy. That's for sure. So now we're back on track. Let's get rolling. I have lots of fun stuff. I'll quickly mention before I get into these dev insights also that I have been pretty busy with the other channel as well, so keep an eye on my Dragonair stuff, guys. If you haven't played Dragonair, or you have and you didn't like it, let's just say if you should start all over again. Season 1 is a totally new experience and it's insanely fun. It's insanely free-to-play friendly now. You get a ton of summons. I can't even believe it's the same game. So head on over to my other YouTube channel, which is linked in the description always, or on the home page, if you want to check that out and hang out with me over there too. I'm still playing Watcher and Dragonair, and I am checking out another game for a sponsorship that you'll see over on that channel as well, but that will not be posted on this channel. I'm just checking it out, giving a little first impressions if you guys like the little bit more fun, cartoony art style, but fun graphics, honestly, more like Infinite Magic Raid, I would say, or like kind of a cross between Infinite Magic Raid and Awakened Chaos era vibe for the style of art graphics, which are really cute, honestly. But the gameplay style, more like Bloodline, Heroes of Lethos, or even Everlegion, kind of, it reminds me of. There's a game I'm going to be posting for next month that's launching that you can pre-register for soon, so that'll be over on my other channel as well. But here we're still sticking to Watcher of Realms. So let's get into it now, finally, after all the other little updates. So, dev insights, I'm going to read through some of them again, not all of them, because I think it makes it better that I just kind of read through each and only pick ones that are not repetitive or at least have good answers. The first one I'm just going to go right into. Make Lunaria fusible. This person says they're 4,500 summons in and cannot get the content done without a Lord Piercer. I mean, releasing a Codex boss that pretty much requires a Piercer Lord is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. So, they say the Lunaria event was previously used for shards. So yeah, there has been a Lunaria fusion event, guys. In the future, we'll consider bringing it back. So, I don't think they need to bring Lunaria back as a fusion. I think they just need to do the next new epic fusion Lord as a piercer, right? Why not? They did a new cultist, like we had Aeon, which was a fusion, and then they brought out Abezu, and then we had Isolde was the first one, and now we have Rourke. Why not? We've already had Lunaria, guys. If you're a newer player, we've already had Lunaria. It's been a thing. That's why they haven't done it again yet. She was one of the later ones. She wouldn't be the repeat already. So with that in mind, I think people just don't realize she was already an event, but they don't need to make her come back. They just need to give us a new epic lord that maybe has a different function. Maybe one's more damage, one's more crowd control, kind of like Abezu and Aeon, right? Something like that would be really cool, I think. And yeah, that would solve people's complaints. Definitely need to do piercers. I hope they do as the next epic fusion lord of some sort, whether it be Lunaria comeback or a new lord. They need to do the piercer one because that is one of the ones that feels the most necessary to make Gear Raid 21 happen. Although it can definitely happen without it, but it takes a lot of work. You really need a piercer lord for sure. But I do hear you guys as well, and I agree they need to bring back a piercer lord for a fusion for sure. All right, next up. All right, so question 2, defensive wins should count toward individual ranking in guild versus guild. I kind of thought it did, but I guess it doesn't. Didn't even notice. We've already developed a personal ranking system which is expected to launch after the next update. So personal ranking within your own milestones, I guess, getting rewards. I think they mean contribution ranking though. If defensive wins don't count for contribution ranking, they absolutely should, because even like some people just put forth no effort on improving their defense, and the people that actually do should get rewarded and have higher contribution. If your defense wins and your offense wins, like it should be a little bit of a balance of actually playing both sides. I kind of thought the contribution ranking did include defensive wins. I don't know. I need to look at that screen again. It's been a while, so since I've noticed, yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you agree? I think, or is this person wrong? Is it already included? I need to look at one of those screens again, I guess, but because I don't remember. All right, let's keep rolling though. All right, question 4. A PC version needs a way to screenshot or take a picture of characters without the UI over the top, as per the iPad Apple version. Same thing with the Android version, actually. I do love that. I love that you can click the button and have them just have nothing, no distractions, just take a screenshot of the hero with their cool background, and that'll be great for content creators making thumbnails, but also people like to make them their wallpaper, you know, like their favorite characters, or if, you know, just you want to post on Instagram who you summoned and you want to use those pictures or something. I don't know. But I do love that simple little features in games where you can just visually look at the characters or take screenshots without all the distractions around them. It's always something I appreciate. It's something little, but it does, you know, those little details go a long way. All right, question number 8. I'm really happy to see, because this would be something so fun to allow us to sort our gear. I never expected this. I've never seen it in other games. But the idea to be able to enhance gear on the background fight details page, or, you know, just your multi-battle auto fight page, and see if we need to sell it there. Being able to roll stuff up to 12 or 8 even, while we're sorting what we want to keep or sell would be amazing. And they do say, based on this suggestion, we will incorporate this feature in future content. I love that. That is so helpful. You won't have to worry about sorting through your gear later on. You can cull through it as you get it and even roll it up and decide to keep or sell immediately. That's a really good feature for keeping tabs on our, you know, our gear management system, I should say, just to help with our gear management. So really nice option to hear that they're actually planning to incorporate it. And the next one as well is another good idea, and this sounds like they are considering it. So share roster options that will give a full screen image of your heroes for specified rarity with small pictures. Same for demon soldiers. For heroes, no need to include levels, but please include awakenings. For demon soldiers, please include levels. Maybe demon soldiers get a rework and there's an awakening icon rather than a level icon. So yeah, sharing roster, so you could just quickly be like, what did you use for this battle? Like a share roster button where you can put it into your chat, maybe your guild chat, or send to a friend. Or maybe a share roster button where you can take a screenshot immediately as well. That's really nice, instead of just like having to screenshot the whole like damage page, because it's also kind of hard when it comes to looking at your damage options. You can't see everyone's damage on the page. You have to scroll down to see the rest of the people. So maybe something that's a little bit more friendly. Or maybe a share roster option that shows the gear in small form, so you at least can see what set someone's using or what their stats are. There's lots of options to make that like kind of fun to use. So they say, we think it's a good idea and we will include it in our improvements. So I'm curious how they'll implement that. But yeah, definitely a good idea. So someone comments here, the music used while looking at the rewards where you see all items looted during a gear run is amazing and should be swapped with the main theme in the camp. It's very soothing and relaxing. They say, well, we'll consider improving this. I never noticed because I don't play with the music, because this is one of those games that when you have it open on your PC and then you click off of it to go onto like a second monitor, it makes the music cut out. And so I found it really annoying to always cut in and out and in and out when I'm recording a video or when I'm live streaming. So I never use the music or the voiceovers. I don't even know what people say. But yeah, I like when a game actually has music that's soothing background. So I'm gonna have to play the music during that and see if I agree. The next one is so true too. I really want to record these as far as like for sake of, I don't know, making a new intro, or they're just cool, honestly. So I think we should have the ability to replay the promotion animation of all heroes. Venema's pretty amazing promotion animation as well as many others, and we can't see it anymore once they're fully promoted. It's true, they added a bunch of promotion animations to characters, and then if you already had them promoted, you can't even see it. But either way, there's been so many times where I'm on the test server or on my main account, and I go to promote someone, and before the stupid skip button shows up in the corner, and the stars show up and all that other clutter of UI, which is good because we need it, but you know, I don't, like you see the animation, you're like, whoa, that's amazing, I wish I recorded it for sake of videos or whatever, and I would love to be able to play it again without any other text or UI around it, right? I love those little simple things that make you appreciate the graphics of a game though, so good suggestion, I think. Alright, this has been a big topic because we know they were short on it. Add mithril rewards to event shops and awakening token shop. It's such a weird thing to bottleneck when artifacts are already so hard to get. Yeah, it is weird because I used to be so on the lookout, right, for like the Tear of Twilight or whatever you're looking for. Spirit Siphon, which used to be called Nether Messenger, you know, like those key artifacts that are so important. And now I have so many of them that I'm selling Tear of Twilight. I'm selling the Spirit Siphon because I don't have the resources to level extra up anyway. And by the time I get them, I'll have more. So it feels really weird having to sell them. There definitely should be ways to grind out the mithril better because it doesn't equal out properly. Like when you're doing the artifact material raid, you get so many artifacts and you're not getting the mithril, but maybe the intent is to sell them to get more mithril back, but maybe they could improve the amount of mithril we get from selling a mythic artifact, and then selling them will be more worth it. That's an option as well. But they did say they will consider increasing the production in the Awakening shop. So maybe we can see more mithril in the Awakening shop. That would be really great with our epic Awakening tokens to have something else to buy with. And mithril is definitely something we all need. Alright, this is a good thing to acknowledge because I don't think a lot of people realize this. Diminishing returns for rage regeneration should begin at 80%, not 40%. As it stands, Hyperion bonus gives all the rage regen anyone ever needs. Anything else is next to useless. Let us get some use out of rage regen ancient if you insist on having them in the pool. If you don't want to rework rage regeneration, then remove rage regeneration ancient pieces of gear, one or the other. And they do reply, we'll look into the issue of rage regen. Yeah, this is one of those things I've always heard. I think people say, I feel like I've heard 60% is kind of your goal because anything after that's a complete waste, which is really sad because what's the point of that stat, right? If it's so wasted. I think another one is healing effect, I've heard is one of those things that cuts off after like 100. But maybe there's exceptions, like I think Eileen, I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong. I have not tested healers in a sense of side-by-side testing or different gear swap testing with like Eileen. Especially, I think she might benefit from really high healing effect. But overall, that's been one of those stats that just cuts off as well. For at least, you're better off going with the attack percent for an attack-based healer instead of more healing effect. You get more out of it, in other words, is what I mean. Same thing here, like rage regen, you can only benefit so much, or else it feels like it just goes up so slightly in what it actually changes that you might as well just use other stats instead. That shouldn't be the case so early on. You should actually have a benefit. If you want to have 200% rage regen, that should mean something. It shouldn't be cut off at 40, 60%, whatever, right? All right, the next one is another fun cosmetic graphic thing, but I love this and I'm super happy to hear it because we've been asking for this since the first day. I'm sure people have been asking for this long before that in the beta as well. But they say it'd be nice if we could have our own character portraits available for profile pictures. Every game does that, I swear, and this game just has really terrible, mediocre art. Sorry, art designers. Avatars that are just so limited that are based on the common heroes in the game, which is really weird. But they say we are currently arranging this feature. So if you finally get your shiny Hatsa and you want her to be your avatar, you can. That's what we've been wanting. We want to be able to choose our favorite hero as our avatar. So I love that. I'm excited. I want Velcra to be my avatar with my fancy content creator border. And that sounds like that might be able to happen sooner rather than later. So love it. I really hope that they add that soon. It's just a simple thing, but we love those cosmetics as well. All right, the last one I'm going to read here is a long one with a, looks like a nice answer when I quickly scrolled down. So I'm going to actually read through this. So this is a long one. So all right, let's go. Question 24. You guys should add a little. All right, for us to click, wait, what? Okay, right here. You guys at one point set the boss fights to let us auto battle, but have taken it away now. Are there any plans to let us auto battle every fight in Void Rift again? I don't mind it failing, but it would be nice to let it at least speed up through most of the fight, then cancel auto fights so I can take it over from where it starts to fail. Void Rift takes a long time, and as it is with everything else for the game. And then, for example, background fights are neat. Okay, then they're going into background fights, which is a different topic. But yeah, I thought they said that they were adding full auto for Void Rift, for Nightmare as well. I thought that was a thing that was added to Forerunner server at least. And I just assumed it has not come to global yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it did come and then they took it away again. Maybe I missed that amongst all the health stuff. But you guys let me know. But yeah, let's talk about the background fights. Alright, so background fights is neat, but you guys should set things up to where we can set a background fight and still be able to do other single fights from there. Like a game like Dislight, I'm also a content creator for, and this has a feature set up very smoothly. It was a major game change for the community. They have set it up like this. Blitz. We're an instant battle and get rewards, but it costs stamina and other things called microchips. So yeah, this is something I saw in Summoner's Glory as well. You had like a section, you just went to a menu and you're like, okay, do 100 runs of Gear Raid 1. And you could just either instant be done with it. I've seen that in some games, but Summoner's Glory did it where you just took time to do it, but it's running in the background. It takes time and it takes a special resource, but it's happening in the background completely. And there's no real fight grinding. You say, okay, I want to do 100 fights, and the game says, okay, that's going to take 6 hours. And then just at the end of 6 hours, you collect the equivalent rewards. There's no running. There's no server drain. It's not really running anything in the background. It's just setting a timer, then giving you rewards afterward. I think that's the least server draining option. I like that as well. Instant battles I've seen in some games like that, where you are able to, instantly collect rewards after sweeping, they call it usually, like a sweep or like a blitz, like they call it. And you just instantly get them. That's obviously not a server drain either. The game just auto generates the equivalent rewards based on what you did before or wherever you're at. So I think those things are less server draining than having the multi-battles running in the background for real. And that would probably be easier on the game instead of harder for their server demands. And server stuff is expensive. I know that. And that's probably why they hesitate with some of it. But if they could just do some instance or some passive background stuff that's not really running a battle in the background, they would actually help themselves as well as the community. So I like those ideas. All right, and then they say they also have a multi-battle where you can watch the auto fight or background it. While doing that, you can go do single fights manually on auto, but you have to watch the fight. And then a basic manual fight, your battle system is much better than theirs because Watcher records what we do and mostly replicates it. The only downside is artifacts like Wailing Skull, for example. That data doesn't get recorded, so a lot of my auto runs fail or don't hit the best score. For example, I'm not going to go into the example there with their rates, but yeah, we'll continue. But you get the idea. The idea of, obviously, since the background fighting feature has been out, we've asked for something more thorough, right? We've asked for, can I do arena while we're running a background fight or of dungeons? Can I do guild versus guild, guild boss, void rift? Like, that would save so much time if we could do like void rift at the same time as that. It should just, when you start a multi-battle set, it should just record your gear. And if you make gear changes or hero changes during that time, it shouldn't matter because you're already, that's already been like, I don't know, stamped, you know, like they have recorded that data and it's just gonna run. Although I could see the argument might be, you put your best gear possible on something to do stage 21 and you can't normally do it, and then you take your best gear off of them completely to go do something else while that's running with technically no gear. That could be the argument, but is it really that big of a deal to let people go run a bunch of gear raids in the background? I don't think so. So I really hope that they add more features soon, because it's so limiting to only be able to like sort our gear or click some red dots. All right, they say, we are planning a feature that allows other battle operations during background battles. Currently, we have 100% replication, but there may be changes due to real-time hero strengthening and gear. That's the issue, right? So that's, if you change your gear or your hero while another one is running, it affects the background battle. But maybe they need to figure out how to just stamp your information when you start so it's not affecting it. I guess that's about the best thing we could suggest, right? But it's good to hear they are planning it. Hopefully they can figure out the best way to implement it, and hopefully it comes soon. But I'm just happy to hear that they're trying, at least, right? All right, that was a pretty good Dev Insights, guys. I feel like we got a lot of nice things suggested that actually said, yes, we're working on that for once. So this one wasn't one that was just full of hot air. Let's be honest, they sometimes are. Or full of responses that sound like the responder is very drunk. That also happens too. So good job on this Dev Insights, guys. And yeah, thank you all for watching and hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next video.